That was Fuss-Free Phones founder Simon Rockman and Doro managing director Peter Marsden. Ever thought you used your phone a little too much? Well, psychologist and TV personality Honey Langcaster-James certainly thinks we do, and so do the researchers at Cyber Aware and Young Minds. We all get caught up at using our mobile phones. We're all going from work to social life. It ends up becoming quite a habit. I mean, you spoke before, it's starting to affect your sleep. Younger people, where it's hitting the 18 to 25s are the ones that are using it the most. Quite a large percentage of those people in that age group are not getting the sleep that they need during this very important time in their life. Also, how it's affecting their habits. To try and encourage people of that generation and above and beyond to try and get those 15 minutes, get that time to relax, update and protect yourself. I mean, it's not a very easy change. Do you think as though these mobile companies, do you think as though the technology manufacturers, do you think as though they have an onus or a responsibility to try and persuade people to have a more relaxed attitude, mobile phones, a more relaxed relationship with how they process their smartphone usage?
I think you can change the way you use your tech, use your devices. I think it's relatively easy to sort of introduce small changes that make a big difference. And that's certainly where Cyber Aware were coming from, launching their Tech-Free 15 campaign, which is just to say, just take 15 minutes to set your smartphone aside, get it to install its update, and while you're doing that, there's a lot you can do with 15 minutes that improves your health and well-being. So I think that's one thing I would say straight away, is that actually it is relatively easy to sort of break a habit of being on your phone perhaps constantly, and instead just take 15 minutes to do something healthier. The other thing that you said there was about, do I think providers and people involved in these kind of services and this industry have a sort of duty or a responsibility to encourage people to adopt kind of healthy use of those things? And I would say, yes, I do. In the same way that any industry, think about the alcohol industry. We're not saying don't sell alcohol. We're saying, but encourage people to use it responsibly and in moderation, and and so that it's something that can be enjoyed, but not exploited to such an extent that it begins to ruin and take over your life.
This is the interesting aspect of this campaign. It's fighting on two levels. It's about having a more of a comfortable, relaxed, healthy relationship with your phone usage, but also keeping yourself protected from cyber attacks. And what do you think is the biggest danger of not having these updates?
Well, funnily enough, I didn't actually know as much about this until I started working with Cyber Aware and learned. Because I used to think, when you get that notification and it says, hey, there's a new software update or there's a new app update, I used to think it was all about just increasing the functionality or making things look prettier. And I used to think, I don't need that. My phone's working fine as it is. It would just take time. I'm not going to be bothered with that. And it could actually mess things up. Those were my concerns. But what I actually learned through working on this campaign is that those updates really do contain vital security updates, because on an ongoing basis, there are more and more threats being discovered from cyber criminals who want to attack your device, who get in through weaknesses in the software and the apps that you're using, and those are being continually monitored, and then the security updates are designed to protect you from those new threats that are emerging all the time. So if you don't keep up with your updates, what you're actually doing is you're leaving yourself vulnerable to the latest threats. So it really is important that you do that, because people tend to think that their devices are invulnerable, but it really is important that you understand that cyber criminals can get into your device, they can get your personal details, they can take over your identity, they can access your finances, and so it's really important that you install those security updates. And of course, it's really important that you set your devices aside as well from a well-being point of view. So why not do both at the same time? It's a win-win scenario. Protect the health of your device and protect your own health while you do something that invests in your well-being in those maybe 15 minutes, and that's all it tends to take.
Well, honey Lancaster-James, tonight I think I'm going to have myself a nice bubbly bath, read a book, and then also update my software so I don't have any hacks or my information stolen. I think it does sound like a bit of a win-win situation.
And get into a habit of doing it. Just every night, 15 minutes is all it takes. Check for updates, install them, and do something else to take yourself away from that and get yourself a good night's sleep.
Exactly. I can be multitasking whilst reading my crime novel. It'd be great.
There you go. Maybe not crime. Maybe get something a little more relaxing. I don't know. Maybe the stresses and strains of the day.
maybe a few psychology books about how better to get a balanced lifestyle. Maybe about that.
Oh, they're always good. I have to say they're always good.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for joining us on Mobile News, and good luck with the campaigning.
Yeah, pleasure. Thank you for having me.
That was psychologist and TV personality Honey Lancaster-James.